This is a response video to Nathaniel Thomas, Belle Arguello, and Michaela Clark. So first is Nathaniel Thomas. So he said that paintings can sometimes, or basically what he was saying is that paintings can sometimes be thoughtless and not have any thought / meaning behind it, which is kind of a different perspective than what I said. I said mainly that a painting, the painter itself can maybe just let their hand do the work, and or like the painting can make one seem like thought, like invoke like bewilderness, basically, kind of like that. So he explains that the East versus West, like that whole situation, kind of embodies this. So like not individual. The East style, the traditional miniaturist style, is not really individual, and so not much thought behind it. And then he explains that East miniaturists and they're painting for Allah. So their paintings so have much thought behind it. It's to God, and God doesn't, I guess, it doesn't matter if it's in his eyes necessarily. So that's why there wouldn't need to be much thought behind it. And then he explains about the storyteller and the painting of a dog, kind of drawn hastily but elegant. That's what his quote really was talking about. And so he believes that if something is drawn hastily, then there isn't much thought behind it. I think kind of at the same time that just depends on the intentionality of the person, but it just is depending on the situation. And so both of his kind of quotes / situations were kind of interesting and different than me, obviously, but also they were definitely something new to learn. And then he talked about how music is to the ears and painting to the eye, as painting is to the eyes, kind of, which is, it pleases your eyes, like how music pleases your ears. So that's kind of what I thought. So we kind of had the same thoughts behind that last part. So next is Belle Arguello. So first he talks about how Black making the painting for Shakur, that kind of is like the painting is the silence of thought. He did not think his love for Shakur kind of made him do it, made his hand do it necessarily. And then he didn't have to think, just do. The picture of the dog in chapter 3 is mentioned, and then she uses a quote from chapter 4, the murderer's perspective, which is gazing at a sketch of a dog hanging on the back wall. I was gradually forgetting my play and laughing with the rest of the others at everything the dog had recounted. So like she was talking about how like painting is more than what just meets the eye. There's a purpose behind the painting. I guess which to me kind of contradicted the painting is the silence of thought. I thought she would have took it like and made him forget all the other things, and so he forgot everything, and that's kind of what the painting invoked, was like him forgetting, or the murderer forgetting their play. I thought she would take that direction. But anyways, next is there is a purpose behind the paint. Oh no, painting is like music, both are arts, kind of what she was saying, both pleases people as well as it shows creativity. I agree, and it's kind of what I had to say about how painting is the music of sight. Next is Michaela Clark. As she says that instead of using verbal thought, a musical illustration is kind of what the painting is. She also talks about how it's really just meaning that it just lets your hand go, kind of like what everybody kind of had to say almost, and me as well. Like, you just let your hand do the work, not really putting thought behind it. Her quote is longer, both of her quotes, so I'll just refer to it as her quote. Her quote kind of links the silent of thought to the suppression or surrender of the individual vision. She also explains how like thought is what makes a painter unique compared to during the Ottoman Empire, and that like how the Ottoman Empire kind of saw that as a defect. And I kind of related that back to Nathaniel and how he said that something along the line, like he was talking about how the Eastern style, the Ottoman Empire style, kind of didn't have individuality, so that uniqueness. So she also talked about how you let the universe guide your hand, no thought behind it. You're just letting Allah do the work, basically, or just going, just doing. So the second quote she mentioned, her quote emphasizes the mechanical aspect of silence, so kind of what it is. So the painter's hand will move regardless of thought due to years of repetition. Yeah. So basically, so kind of what we were already saying in the first quote, and kind of what we were all of us were kind of hitting on, was like that part of just doing and not really thinking. And then she also talked about how the music is to the ear. So what she was basically saying was also kind of the same to us, is like what's pleasing to your ears. That's kind of how paintings are. They please your eyes, and it appeals to that. So yeah, overall, I think we all kind of hit those basic points of how like they just do. Painters just they don't really think, as well as like we all had the same thoughts about music. The painting is the music of sight. So yeah.